Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me okay? Welcome back. It's been a bit since we streamed last. It has been Christmas holiday season over here in the States. And I am ready to get back to finishing up Laudna. So we don't have a lot left, honestly. We covered most of the basics, such as all the color flats. Pretty much got the entire character and pate figured out. We may do a few color choice changes, such as making her shirt a little richer. It's a little muted, a little subdued, but we'll probably do that after we finish the shadows. But what I want to address first here, also, I painted the nails while I was testing the equipment, because I forgot to do that over the last stream. But I want to hit the whites of her hair, because her hair seems to be colored with some white streaks. Well, I'm going to do that. Also, I have a new art glove, so hopefully I'll have less error. Hello, T-Fiend. Nice to see you. Let's see, do notifications pop up over here? Chat box. Yep, chat box is working. Cool. Alright, let's get started. Hope you guys had a good winter break, good Christmas break, or whichever holiday you celebrate. You celebrate it all this past season, and Happy New Year's to everybody. I need to dust off some of these cobwebs when it comes to painting on desktop. I paint on my normal tablet. I don't have this this lack of control here with this brush. But we'll get there. Yeah, she has these little white streaks here. Which dangle over into her bangs, as well as the hair that goes backwards. So far so good with this art glove. I haven't gotten any of those random line errors that I normally get. That was such a pain. It was absolutely slowing down my workflow. She's got like rogue streaks from X-Men, but it's pretty cool. I'm a sucker for like white hair in character design, because it's such a different color that you don't really see, especially with young people. Obviously you'll see that with older folks with gray hair. I always think that's a nice little look. Shaded in tips here. Yeah, this will be the last stream for painting Laudna. We're going to move on to another character after this week, because we are practically done. We just need to do a little bit of the fancy picks, a little bit of the fancy tricks. I mean, to sort of give the final stamp of approval for this painting here. I mean, there's 1,000 different ways to paint, especially digitally, and I prefer to keep it as simple as possible. Plus, I feel bad if I do more than 3 videos of painting the same character. I mean, if I could do painting in 2 hours, that would be wonderful. I'm sure a lot of people would love that, both to do and to watch. But unfortunately, painting is a long, slow, methodical process. I remember I was asked before if I was going to do backgrounds for these characters, and that's pretty much going to turn this 6-7 hour painting into like a 40-hour painting. And so I'd rather keep it simple for me and for you guys. Oh, there we go. 1 streak. 1 random streak. That's good. Only 1 for now is good. That means the new glove is working. I believe she had too many of these white streaks. Mostly like random hairs. I'll be a little less methodical with them, maybe just the edges of her hair. And again, if you're a new viewer, either on Twitch or on YouTube, I'm taking a few artistic liberties with these characters. I'm not doing a total one-to-one with the official character art. I have a simplistic, dumbed-down version. Based off the looks of the character designs on the official webpage, the official character models anyway, it looks like those paintings took at least 40 hours a piece. At least it would for me. And I can't spend that much time doing that. That's a full-time job per character, per week. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep things simple here. Keep it fast, keep it moving, keep it snappy. Plus that just fits my general style preference when it comes to painting digitally. You know, I think that's enough for the white streaks. That pretty much gets the point across. That's a good look. Frames her face really well. Maybe a little more in the hair over here, the ones that are tied back. Yeah, that's good. I wonder if these are stress hairs, like the kind of gray hairs you get when you're super stressed out. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of that, actually. Good old back button. Nah, let's use the old eraser. Keep it simple and clean. So, yeah, that looks a little better. That looks a little more aesthetically pleasing to me. Let's fix this rotation. I didn't even notice it was rotated the wrong way. Okay, so we got the whites of her hair. Next, I want to tackle her makeup. So I'm not actually that experienced doing makeup on characters. I normally keep it super simplistic. I never do anything for the lips, or I would do like eyeshadow and mascara. I see a stray line that I should probably get rid of here. But oh, I forgot to mention, for the hair streaks, I use the wet paintbrush, wet rough bristles. I like to do that for any additives or any accessorizing, or what's the word I'm looking for? Basically any extra fancy bits to the painting, I like to mostly use this wet bristle brush. I don't really like using the solid ink. I'm going to do the same thing for the makeup. I'm going to use the wet brush. I'm going to zoom all the way in. Now, I actually just did a sketch to practice makeup days ago. Did I use a purple or highlight? She has, it looks like she's not mirroring makeup technically. It looks like just a natural coloring of her lips, considering she is of an undead nature. Her lips seem to be colored that way, possibly due to lack of blood flow. So we're not going to do like a full-on makeup job. We're just going to do light coloration. Oh, nope, I did that over the line art, didn't I? Huh, it seemed to have went away, so that's fine. That's a weird error. Okay, we'll just act like that never happened. Huh. Wait a second. Oh, okay. I accidentally clicked on the wrong little palette here. Or wrong file. That's fine. I'm just going to ignore that. We're going to close that and go back to here. Cool. Now to fix the other error that I made. I accidentally painted on the wrong layer. Hopefully, I have enough backs for that. Yes, cool. It is a huge mistake to paint the wrong layer. That will mess up your entire day. So opacity's going to get 100, and we're going to do that again. Yeah, that's like every digital artist's nightmare, realizing that they painted on the wrong layer too late, and they cannot fix it. Luckily, I caught it. Okay, so we are doing lips here. Basic outline. I don't like to get all the way up to the upper lip line. I like to go just a little below. Granted, I've only done this like twice. I'm still figuring this out myself. I don't exactly have the free time to experiment too often with these sort of tricks. Kind of just learn on the fly and experiment on the fly, and if it works, I keep it. If I don't like it, I just delete it. I do that. Essentially, what I like to do is I like to color the top lip a little darker than the bottom one. So I pick a darker shade, and I lower the opacity by a smidge, let's say 5 or 80, go with clean. So it's easier to remember. So that's a pretty decent upper lip color. Looks kind of like a mustache from this distance. But we'll probably fix that with color alteration later down. And then for the bottom lip, whatever color I choose a lighter variation. Down here. I want it a little lighter than. There we go. It's a subtle difference, but it'll be noticeable in a bit. Because from when I do this, if the upper and the bottom lip are the same color, it just looks like a gross lip print. And I'm not a fan of that look. And again, extend this color, not all the way to the lip line, the line art down here. A little before that. There we go, and it's all coming together now. Instead of purple, maybe I should try a shade of blue. Ooh, we got those streaks again. Get rid of that. Cool, so that's only the second time those have popped up. That's a good sign. Oh, I have not been looking at the chat. Here we go. Is my mic okay for you guys? Let me know in the chat. I can easily fix it. I have not streamed in a couple weeks, so I'm a little rusty. Tech skill. What was that, like 3 or 4 issues? Cool. Fiend. Oh, now that I mentioned it, all the little tech issues happening, all the little streaks are coming up. That's fine. I can tackle a lot better with my new fancy glove. Let's zoom out and see what that looks like. I don't want it looking like bad Joker makeup. It does at the moment. But let's see. We change the opacity. And then maybe we lower the opacity of the brush itself. And we erase a little bit on these edges. Streaks again. Erase the edges a bit. That ought to smooth it out a little. Make it a little more natural and a little less like trying on mom's makeup for the first time. A little more, this person knows what they're doing. You know, this is more of a natural look. Because I genuinely don't think she wears makeup. I think what the coloration she has on her face is because she's technically an undead. Here we go, that's looking a little better. See if I can extend that a little lower, where the lip looks a little fuller. Not too much, just a smidge. You know what? I should probably lower the opacity from the get-go. That way. Edit. the streaks. Go. Cool. Yep, I cursed it, mentioned it, and it's hidden me tenfold, but it's fine. These are easy. At least I'm not covering the map. Trace a little more. And then save our progress. What is that? That's not terrible. Let's lower the opacity a little more. Or actually, no, let's darken it. And then lower the upper lip a little. There we go. Keep the upper lip a little darker. That's okay. Maybe if I change the color, I'll like it a little more. It looks too much like a mustache for me. So how about we adjust the HSV and let's make it a little more saturated? A little brighter, maybe? What if we make it a little less saturated? But a little brighter. That's almost like the color we're currently working with on the bottom lip. What if make it a little bluer? That's a little more orange. I believe blue is to the left. Ooh. It's too blue. There we go. That's a little more what I was envisioning. Zoom out a little bit. Not bad. Okay, let's try that again with the bottom lip. We don't want to match the color too accurately. Again, we want the lower lip to be a little lighter than the bottom. Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. Okay. Excellent. So, we're going to go back to the bottom lip and fix these smears a little bit. For that opacity just a little more. Maybe darken the upper lip just a smidge. Perhaps add a streak of light. Bottom lip. So let's steal the color that we're working with. That's the bottom. Steal that color, and then right over. It's going to be a little bit neon here at first. Highlight it. That. Yeah, that's better. Extra. Practically. No, that is white. That is just not a light purple. Right, that. There we go. That's a little more subtle. Streak. Back button. That looks like. Hey, that's not bad. I think I'll keep it for now. I may change it later. Let's see, if I could change anything about it now, real quick, what would I do? Lower that a little bit? No, I wouldn't lower it. Maybe I'll lower the upper lip a little. Yeah, that works for now. Okay. And then let's do the eye makeup. Lower that a little. That way we keep them all in roughly the same location. You know what? Let me pull up her character model real quick on the internet. Because I believe her eyeshadow is blue. No, it just seems to be purple. Tap. Just extra purple. It's fine, we can work with that. Instinctively, I don't want to make a character too much of one color, but that seems to be her color scheme as far as her face is. Well, let's stop with the rotating real quick. I had a pop-up window show up on my side of the screen. You guys can see it on your end. But it was extra annoying and I didn't like it. Oh. Still get like random rotation issues with this little tablet here. It may just be the 8, I don't know. Go the opacity with that. So far, I'm not too big of a fan of this. See if we can make it a little darker. It looks too applied. I want it to look more natural, like that's just her skin. So darker. Almost black. Let's get rid of that whole layer. Let's just keep working with the one that we got. There we go. That's not bad. Let's erase justice. Back and have it fade as it. There we go. Then right. Simple, easy strokes. Except for those strokes. There we go. Simple. Nope. Simple. Cool. Let's back out, see what that looks like. Not bad. Not bad. It adds a little extra oomph to the character's face. Makes her features a little sharper. Focuses more on the eyes. That's good. Sorry I'm zooming in and out like that. It's just good to get a close-up view as well as a far-away view. A distant view. That way you're satisfied with everything. And save. So I'm pretty satisfied with this makeup job right now. Up close for the eyes, it's a little low for me, but it looks fine when it's at a distance. So I'll keep it. If anything, I can probably make some minor changes after the stream is over. A little more of the boring technical changes. But for the most part, I'm liking this. Okay, so now we're going to do light and shadow before we hit the special effects of Pascal. So I like to start with shadows first. Shadows just makes all the features pop. And what some people do is they just pick black and lower the opacity and kind of just go to town with some of the basic shadows here. Our light source is going to be coming from this direction, going downwards, so on her left hand side. I would normally orient it that way. Now they would pick black and just lower the opacity. However, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is instead reverse that option and pick a, for her skin, I'm going to separate that and pick a color that's gray blue. But for clothing, I'm probably going to pick a off gray, like a really dark gray. Maybe a mix of purple and go from there. I don't want to just go straight up black. So the opacity is going to be at 100. So let's steal some of her skin color here. So it has a shade of blue. A little richer in the blue area. For that opacity, 40%. Let's see what that looks like against her skin. First, let's rotate this to the standard way. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. We got like a slate blue gray there. Kind of reminds me of some of the wet marker pens that you'll find in art store. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want straight up black. It just looks kind of muddy. I want this color. A little bit of blue undertone. There we go. And for this part, sort of like our color flats video, it's going to get a little zen, because if you know where your light direction is, this is a super easy part. And it kind of just flows really well. And it's easy to sort of think about everyday things, zone out to music, and just paint. What does this look like when we go? Looks fine when we go. I'm not going to change that color. I'm going to keep it nice. Yeah, as my palm goes over this, my palm goes over my tablet, it registers like the far left side of my hand, because I'm a lefty, and it thinks it's another input, which is why there's so many errors here. But I literally do not know how to draw without having my whole big old meaty palm on this tablet, which is causing these errors, which has not happened before until around the time I started doing these streams. A few days before my tablet started doing it. This was never an issue for me. But it's getting more manageable with this glove, but it is still annoying. Luckily, it doesn't affect the storyboarding work that much. It was slowing me down quite a bit, but I got it to the point to where it's not really bothering my work that much. Probably going to lower the opacity a little more, about 20%. What's that look like? Huh. I don't like it on her face. I like it at 40% on her face. So what I may do is a different layer, the rest of her body. Different. Let's see. Let's paint layer 9. Oh, that's to make it. See how funny that looks? That's the ear accessories. And this will be lighter shadow. So the top one is at 40. The bottom one's going to be at. What are we doing on 30? Wow, we already put 30 minutes in. Yeah, if you're following here from the animatic videos, which you most likely are, the next animatic should be out by next Monday. It's almost done. Where did the mouse go? There we go. Should be uploaded by Monday. I'm almost done with it. I'm roughly 60%, 70% done. And it's going to be a good one. This one's going to be action-based. And I think you guys are going to like it. It's based off of Campaign 2, but it's not a spoiler video, so no worries on that front. Hello, Miss Perfectly Splendid. Nice to see you again. Oh. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. You guys like it too. I don't really do the type that I'm doing that often. I don't want to say too much about it. Yeah, it's especially because that's not yet. But I'm excited. Plus, it will double as like a portfolio piece too, which I'm extra excited for. That's one of the hardest parts about doing the boards for YouTube and entertainment. That a lot of them aren't really portfolio ready. And the ones that I normally do that are portfolio ready takes up so much time and takes away from the more successful YouTube videos. But hopefully with this one, I can kill two birds with one stone and nail both sides. That's back. At this point, it's okay to be a little messy with the paint. It doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. Let me fix this a little bit. Go. Let's see what this looks like at 30% open. Maybe 25. That's good. I'm digging that. Yeah, our light's going to come in from our left side. So that's okay there. And so for this hand, let's see. Light's going to be coming in from the top. I'm going to start that shadow down here. Don't really need to shadow her nails. Her nails are already pretty dark. That's not really good. Yeah, life drawing does wonders when it comes to figuring out how light hits certain objects and body parts and frames them really well. And adds to the fullness and the volume of your piece. Your traditional painting an apple and painting it at like different times of day to see where the sun hits it. Those are really good exercises for figuring out how light falls on certain objects. Can't wait to see. Yeah, I can't wait either. Like, I wanted to upload it as soon as it's done, which, what day is today? Wednesday? Theoretically, I can probably have it done by Friday, but I want to keep a schedule on YouTube that's a little consistent, so at least have the major animatics out on Mondays, you know? I mean, the last one, Chutney, came out was on the 24th. I feel like if I didn't put it out on the 24th, I feel like I would have missed some opportunity there. Especially it being Christmas and all that, and it wasn't a Monday, but I felt like it was thematically appropriate to post it on that day. But typically, the animatics are going to be out on Mondays. It's too much work to put them out every Monday. I wish I could, but there's not enough time in the day for that. But they will be out on a Monday, and hopefully that'll be enough of a consistency for the. There we go. We don't really need any shading on the inside here because the light's going to be hitting it on this side. A little more volume to the shadow. How's that look? That way. That's solid. Oh, go away, streaks. And a wee bit of shadow on this end of the grid as well. Just a wee bit, because it's mostly going to be light hitting part of her body. Oh, streakies. Go away, streakies. Oh no! I messed up the shirt shadow over here. There we go. Quick and easy fix. Yeah, real easy to get lost in the Zen factor shading here. Okay, zoom out. That's good for the skin. Let's see, the face shadow is a little harsh. Go to 30. That's good. That works. Okay, so the skin is done. Well, let's move on to the clothing. Okay, so I kind of want to just do one basic swath of color, one consistent shadow for these layers of clothing. You can do different types of colors for each article, but that'll take forever, and that's what's going to add extra time to these pieces. So these are typically of a dark variety. What did I say I wanted to do before? Like a dark warm purple? No, cool purple. Better. Let's go with this. And this is going to be very, very dark at first. Opacity, and let's see what this looks like. I'm going to swab it over this entire section. We can luckily use a big brush stroke for this. And this isn't going to be the final color for this little section, obviously. I'm going to change it up, but I just want to get a basic idea of what I'm working with. Oh, those streaks need to go away. Why isn't it going away? There we go. Sometimes I have to click a little extra bits canvas in order to get it to register, which is annoying, but Could that be? This isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be right up on the line for now. We'll zoom in and fix that up later. That's what it looks like. Let's make that a little lighter. No, we're going to have to go extra dark for this, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to have to go extra dark. So I'm just going to delete this whole thing and try it again. So I'm going to have to do different shadows for the top and the bottom because this is so dark purple. I'm pretty much going to have to use straight up black for the skirt here. And then for the top, we can go a little lighter. Let's start with the skirt. I feel like that'll be the easier choice. I didn't use anything for this, right? No. Let's go pretty much black. Lower that opacity a bit. I'm not liking that little purple color. It's go straight. Let's see what that. No streaks, go away. Yeah, that'll have to do. That's fine. We can be a little messy with these. These don't have. Soften these. There we go. Then we're probably gonna lower a little more. That is just so dark. 30. 30 ought to do. Cooperate with me, mouse. There we go. Sorry about that, my mouse is being finicky. But that's also just Krita sometimes. So I am being a little messy with this. I'm going over the pouch because I'm on a layer that's on top of the pouch, which is fine. But for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go over it. Because, I mean, that's kind of what I want anyway. So it's fine. Oop, didn't mean to erase that part. Because again, the light's going to be hitting us from the left-hand side from the top. So the bottom portion of this pouch is going to be shaded. A wee bit of the belt at the bottom hit as well. We're going to avoid Pascal, or not Pascal. We're going to avoid Pate for now. I was thinking Tangled. And we're going to hit all this other stuff. Yeah, I've recently been playing through Kingdom Hearts 3, so I have a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff on the brain. Especially a lot of Disney films swimming around in the old noggin up here. I just bought the DLC for Remind like a year late after it came out, and just finished that all the way through. Well, for the most part, I didn't finish that final secret boss because I was already fed up and tired by the time that happened. And I'm like, I don't really need to beat this guy. Fine. I'm not going to spend the time to learn him and figure out his patterns and all that jazz. I mean, it didn't help that I did all that in like one sitting. Ooh, questions that I'm totally neglecting. Sorry about that, you guys. I can't really see the chat on my screen. I'm a little late to these questions. How's my holidays? My holidays was really good. Like, I probably had, well, I took pretty much 2 weeks off for streaming and most things life related, and it was the best 2 weeks I've had in a very long time. The best 2 weeks I can actually remember. I felt refreshed, I felt charged. It's like, wow, this is what self-care feels like. I forgot what this was like. Because I've just been working so much, so hard in a very unhealthy environment. So, being away from that space did numbers for my mental health. Especially since I'm never going back to that space. Which is good. Major life changes was happening during that time. All for the better. I am very grateful for the way things are going, the way things are up, so I cannot complain. I am definitely in a good space. I didn't do too many crazy things during the holidays. It was mostly just resting. I did see the Spider-Man movie. That was great. Yeah, that's pretty much like the only major exciting. So here for the shirt, we're going to pick a darker red and use that as a shadow. Oh, go away streaks. Thank you. I hope you guys had a good holiday too, because mine did wonders for me, and I wish that for everyone, you know, because I know the holidays is a stressful time for a lot of people, for a multitude of reasons. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish everyone had, or will just have a wonderful time and put themselves in spaces that are good for them. And I know sometimes you don't have the luxury of that. Hopefully, if you don't, that's a temporary thing. Yeah, I wish you guys all had good holidays. And if you didn't, I hope the next time will be better than the last time. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, like, if we're not in a good space, in life, our goal should be to be in a better space. Do what we can to put ourselves in such a space. I know a lot of us don't have that luxury all the time, but I feel like the goal should be that point. Now for T-Fiend's favorite Kingdom Hearts character. I like Riku a lot. He's like the antagonist of the first game, kind of, for a chunk of it. He's a rival character. I like him a lot. Also like Luxord a lot as well. He's one of the Organization 13 members. The gambler with the playing cards. I find him fascinating. And his powers are really neat. Yeah, do you have a favorite Kingdom Hearts character? Do you guys play that kind of thing? I know it's a little hard for people to get into because the lore is just so dense and not straightforward in the slightest. Really difficult for newcomers to get into. I played it when it first came out back in like 2003, so it's something that I'm already used to. I haven't played all the games, just I think the only ones I haven't played was the phone game, the the Data one, and what was it? The online game with the Keyblade Wars and all that stuff. I didn't play those. I skipped those. Oh, and I have not played the musical rhythm game yet. I'm going to eventually, but I don't feel like paying $60 for that. I'll wait till it goes on sale or drops in price. Plus, I'm not a big fan of rhythm games in general. Like, I was that kid who never picked up Guitar Hero, and that was a thing. I mean, I played it a few times over at like family's house or friends' places, but never owned it myself. Oh, you guys do play, or at least you know about it. Marluxia is really cool, actually, especially in 3. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I do not like 3 at all. It was mostly irritating to play for me personally. But I beat the whole thing. I put like 55 hours into it and then some. But I like him a lot. Like, especially how much they flesh out his boss fights in every couple of games. I forgot to put shadow on her nose. What color did I use? Super dark blue. Okay. This light's hitting her from above. That nose from below. Easy peasy. How does that look from? Good. That's fine. And then back to the Yeah, I love the whole Grim Reaper thing with Marluxia. I love the flowers. I love the feathers. I even love his relationship with Larxene and how they're more loyal to each other than they are the organization. I think that's a real fun aspect of characters. Okay, so pretty much. I'm gonna zoom this out again, see what else we need to get. Okay, so we're pretty much good on shadows for the most part. I'm going to change her shirt because that's been bugging me. We're going to make it a little richer. We're going to raise that saturation a bit. Oh, that's the skirt that I'm messing with. I labeled it as top. Okay. Let's see what it looked like before and after. Yeah, that's better. I like that a lot better. And then back to that shadow. I'm gonna hit her. Technically, it's her right arm, but it's our arm on the left-hand side. I'm gonna hit with the shadow. Then we're gonna call it. Is that good? I'm not a fan of that. I'm going to leave it as is. That's fine. That's fine the way that is. Okay, so we're going to go with light. So with light, what we can do is take a... Oh, no, we're not done with shadows. My apologies, I was jumping the gun. Forgot her ear. That'll be a weird thing to leave bright and untouched. Stop it, streaks. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Kingdom Hearts next. I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know what kind of Disney worlds are going to put in it. And as much as I didn't like the third game, I'm excited for the fourth one anyway, because I needed to know what the crap is happening with that story. I mean, I liked every game but the third one, honestly. Oh no, I messed up that shadow though. That's fine. Because for me personally, I just felt like I was just waiting for it to get fun, and I felt like I was waiting forever. there were definitely parts of the game that was fun for me. Like, I know a lot of people hated the level, but I loved it. I loved the Pirates of the Caribbean level. I loved the ship combat. That was fun, and just exploring. But I feel like a lot of it was just like, come on, let's get along with the plot. You know, it's just a lot of levels just felt too long. I think that was my main issue. And not enough Keyblades for me personally. That's me. He's so handsome and toxic and evil. Yeah, you'll get that a lot. I wish there were more evil characters that were traditionally attractive, actually. Because that's kind of true to life, though, you know? Like, I'm personally tired of characters that are considered evil being, like, big and ugly and all that stuff, because that's not how villainous characters look all the time. Sometimes you have villainous characters that are absolutely gorgeous, and they know it, and that's to their advantage, you know? And, I just want to see more of that, like, have more attractive villains. Not for, you know, the sake of being attractive, but just spicing things up. Having different characters of different body types and different representations of what evil. Because there are some characters, and people in general, that look very attractive and know it and use that to their advantage. And try to lure people into a false sense of security before they backstab them or abandon them or pretty much use them for whatever ill-gotten gains that they want. That's the thing that happened. Theo is evil in him. That is true. That is true. I mean, that's also true for vampires, in a way, where they're typically viewed as super attractive, and yet they're basically cannibals. Which wasn't always the case. Dracula from Bram Stoker's version was actually not attractive at all. Like, if I remember correctly, he had like a unibrow and terrible facial hair, like, smelled gross. Come on, Streaks, work with me. Like, his physical appeal wasn't there, but the fact that he was attractive anyway to people, like, almost enchantingly, almost like through magic. That was the crazy part about him. Like, even though he's traditionally unattractive, the fact that he's still wooing people left and right, men and women, that was like the supernaturally chilling thing about him. That was old Dracula. Yeah, I'm talking about the traditional Dracula. I don't know about new Dracula. I don't really keep up with vampires stuff these days. But nowadays vampires tend to be hot and sexy, all that stuff. Like old Hot Topic type, you know? Let's. That's fine. But normally I don't really like to use just off-white as the basics of light here, but that works for her character scheme. Or her color scheme, I should say. I'm going to zoom this in to make it messy. Alright, come on. There we go. Because her skin is so pale, I don't know if light on it would actually do it good. Shall see. And I'm going to erase this by 50%. Oh, coloring. I think I'm just going to make it the edges a little softer. At that. I don't like that looking like baby powder. Show a little more control in our brush strokes. There we go. What else? We don't need to light up this party. Did leave out of the here. A little shirt flaps. Let's cover that. Yeah, if we go over the 2-hour mark, I'm probably just going to do a little bits of cleanup. With the shadow and light where I post this on YouTube. I mean, for me personally, it's okay to have the shadows a little messy. They're shadows. Shadows are not perfect. But maybe it's because I feel so rusty, but I feel like I have very little control over my brush today. I don't even like how these came out. Maybe if I make it a little thinner, a little closer to. Yeah, I definitely need to get used to drawing, or well, drawing and painting on a desktop tablet, rather than one I normally just have on my lap. This feels like a totally different ballgame. There we go. That's better. A little more subtlety, which is good. That's not subtle at all. There we go. Okay. Now we're going back to the left. And we're going to hit skirt. Oh, that's the wrong color. That's the color I was looking for. That's the paintbrush I wanted. Zoom in real good. Perfect. There we go. That works just fine. Maybe just a little here. There we go. Okay, that's good on the lighting when it comes to her clothing. Lighting on her skin. This one I want to go a bit of a blue. And see what this would look like. Not over there. Nah, that just looks like a shadow. Brighter. No, let's try coloring it. No, that just looks like a shadow. Yeah, because because her skin is so pale, it's gonna be very difficult to add some light skin. Unless we just go straight up. I'll fix those streaks in a second. We may just have to do. Okay, that's fine. I mean, she's not a very traditional character, so we're gonna have to use not very traditional methods to color her. And because we're using white, we can color her earring accessories. Because they're pretty much going to be bright white as well. Let's zoom it in. Technique is pretty much the same with her clothing. We're just gonna hit the light where the sun or the light source will be hitting her, because it's not necessarily the sun. It can be any light, but this is going to be like a plain, normal, everyday light source. No light's going to be... Yeah, she's not going to need a lot of light in her skin, actually. Mostly shadow. Reflective light, only surfaces. The light likes to reflect on. Oh, feel that? And my mouse dropped. Lovely. I don't exactly have the most comfortable computer setup. It's a little cramped. Mouse is literally just on. Okay, and then everyone's favorite part here. Light reflective surface there. Go away, streaks. Okay, so we're pretty much good with Laudna. However, I'm gonna fix this light that we have here. It's bugging me. A little crinkled up space here. And the folds of the arm. That's better. Okay. So we're pretty much done with Laudna as a whole. What I do want to hit is Pate. We don't have any shadows for him. And that's going to be really important. Where is Pate? Here we go. So we're going to throw some shadow on that skull. We're not really going to put any light on Pate. He's not going to be hit with any light. We are going to shade this skull real good. I'm gonna keep it simple. We're not gonna do like a whole bunch of crazy layers or nothing. Make this super photorealistic or anything like that. Real simple shit. Yeah, that works. 65. Oops, we had another one of those. That. There we go. Pesky little streak. Getting rid of it. Oh, hey, thank you. I'm glad it's coming out okay. Oh, apples and sauce. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Not the skull. To the body. Yeah, 40 works for that. Go away, streaks. Erasing the streak. Bane in my existence, these streaks. Who am I going to draw next? I'm not sure. I'm thinking about holding a poll on the YouTube poll. See who I'm going to draw next. If you guys have any dibs or any ideas, you guys will get first dibs. Especially if they're a fun character. Preferably, you know, a main character from Campaign 3. Yeah, if I was to do a poll, I was thinking of either having Fern, blanking on their names, Imogen, Chutney, or I don't think I'm ready for Talon's character yet. I'm probably going to save him for last, no matter what they pick, because I want to get readjusted to my tablet and computer setup. He's going to be a lot of work. But who would be my fourth? I don't want to say Dorian. I've been drawing him too much. Orm. So Fern, Imogen, Orm, or Chutney. Thematically, I think Imogen would probably be the best choice because she's besties with Laudna. But I can understand if people want Chutney because he is the new hotness right now. Chutney. Chetney and Chutney, they're totally different guys. Absolutely. No similarities whatsoever. Fern or Dorian. Okay. I'll definitely consider those a lot higher. I'm thinking Fern, personally. Seems like a really fun character design. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with these streaks. I'm tired of them. I'll just erase it right now. One day I'll figure out how to get rid of these things permanently, but today is not that day. Maybe if I can set this tablet to be a left-handed tablet, because it's set that way when it's not hooked up to a desktop, because my tablet doubles as both a desktop tablet as well as a portable tablet, where I can draw directly on it, and it has a screen on it. And that's set to be a left-hander's tablet, and I have less of these issues. We have to figure out how to do that here on the desktop. Come on, I was so close. Cooperate with me. There we go. Let's see, how's it? Oof, I hate this little rotation here. Come on. There we go. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me fix it. Yeah, my mouse just won't work for some reason. Come on. There we go. I needed to do a paint stroke or something. Yeah, I don't like how messy these shadows are coming out. Not for pate. There we go. It's a little better. I think that's fine. I'm only gonna get more frustrated if I keep trying to wrestle with this. Gotta do the effects now. Alright, so Pate is shaded. There we go. I don't want him blending in with the skirt too much. Let's see, what if I make it a little more saturated? That works. Ooh, there we go. Make it a little bluer. Rather than another dark purple. That's just purple on purple on purple. And the tail works too. I kind of like the tail. Okay, so what I had planned for, let's save it. What I had planned for the marionette is I wanted to, instead of having strings coming out of her hands, I wanted her hands to glow, and I wanted Pate to glow with a similar color. Maybe a little brighter, maybe a little darker. But I don't want any strings to be attached to their hand. So what I did was I put some color on top of her left hand here, which I'm going to apply to the right. I was experimenting and I wanted to keep it. So the color I chose was this big old neon purple. And I literally just took my wet bristle brush and I covered the whole thing. Oop, that's the eraser. I covered the entire thing. Let's see. Let me show you guys an example. Literally just like this. I just covered the whole hand. And then I lowered the opacity to about 60%. So I colored it like that, the whole thing, then 60% opacity. To give it this nice little glowy feature. I'm going to do the same thing over here to this hand. So we're on a layer that is on top of it. And we're just going to swathe the whole hand here. Give it like this little creepy glow. Now I know traditionally she has black ink as her little magical motif. Does not really come out across well on this little picture here, the one that we have going. So we're gonna do a little artistic interpretation here, taking these artistic liberties and changing it to suit our needs here. Which is okay. I know some people hate it, but this is how we're doing things here. We're gonna have our hands glow. And this purpley aura here. We may change the hue and brightness later on. We're going to apply the same thing to Pate. It's the same idea. So what I did here was took practically the same color and I swathed him like this. And since this is on a layer below his body and his skull, it's not covering him, but it's highlighting. Have that on a different layer, a different opacity as well. That on 60. And then that's erasing. We're gonna do noise and make them glow. And with that, I also want to kind of want to give him a reflective light, kind of like what we did with Laudna before, where we just white. We're going to give him bright purple as well. Let's see what this looks like. I may not keep it. I just want to see what this looks like. That way it looks like more so that he's being controlled. Nah, that just kind of blends in. It blends in more. Let's keep him as is. But what I do want to do, make that skull extra with light. Not a pink light. Brighter than the bones itself. There we go. A nice shine, because he's a glowy boy. Fire monkey. I just barely read that. If I was to draw Fern next, I'm probably not going to do her monkey pal monster. It's monster, right? That'll probably be its own little thing that I do. If I was to give him a painting, I'd rather give him his own. Let's soften that up a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing here. Let's see, can I put some light on the effects? Would that give it a little more of a three-dimensional space? Or a three-dimensional feel? It looks a little flat right now. There we go. Get a little more glow. Really make it feel magical. Just on the edge. Mister, that's his name. Little Mister. Why'd I say monster? That just sounds so rude. But yeah, if I was to paint Mister, it would be his own thing. Kind of like if I was to paint Vex, I would give Trinket his own thing, his own little video. Otherwise, that's going to be like a 4 or 5-parter instead of a 3-parter. Go. Ah. Must be F. Not straight up. Go. I don't like it on it. Cool. Let's give this a little more of a distinctive shape instead of just a blobby shape behind. There we go. And then, let's see, should we do that with the hands as well? Give it some light. I mean, I guess we could. But really. And it's barely visible on this hand over here. Which is fine, it may pop up in a bit. Because after this, we're pretty much done. This is what I wanted to do with Pate. Make him glow a little bit. Let me see if I can change his color to make him pop a little more, make it a little less of an eyesore. It's a little too busy for me. Ooh, there we go. A little more of a sickly, ghostly purple, kind of like a Gengar. Yeah, I kind of dig it. Alright, so final thing is instead of leaving this as a white canvas background, which is usually a no-no, what we're going to do is a little trick that everyone does on the internet for the most part, is add just a wee bit of color on the back. Kind of like a splash. So if you guys notice, I have this little square rectangle here. By adding some color, can just add a little bit of oomph to this picture. That way it's not just her standing in front of a white background. So what I do is I have my little black border here, which I'm going to get rid of it. Go with a blue. I feel like blue will complement. Yeah, that's a solid blue. And I try to match that rectangle with a color there we go. And then let's try to make it as flush rectangle as possible. A little bit, there we go. And then with the color fill, because this is a geometric shape done entirely with these pre-made shapes, the color fill ought to fix it up right away. Cool. Okay, so with that, we're able to see a couple more of these streaks that got through. A couple more of these that squeaked on in, which we will fix. I'll probably fix it off camera, because those are super annoying. Well, let's see how much. 8:37, 23 minutes left. I can probably fix this up. So from here, we edit it. So I'm not going to keep this color blue, of course. Let's see. I fade it out a little bit. That's not bad. Yeah, this is solid. Yeah, I like this color. You know what? I may actually just get rid of her hand glowies. I don't think I need it. I think I just need to glow. I didn't label them, so I don't know which one it was. It was these here. Yeah, we kind of don't need them. I'd say get rid of them. That's my professional opinion. We don't need those hand glowies. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty solid. What I did notice is that I didn't give this golden embroidery here anything. Maybe mess around with that a little. You know what? Let's clean up these layers here first before I mess around with anything. That way it's rid of stuff. That's pate. That's a skull there. Shadow, tail body. I don't know what that was. What is that? Well, that's nothing. That's literally nothing. A little. Let me fix that. There's a little white piece. There we go. All one. That's fine. We're going to combine all these. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the lighting on her. I don't like to waste. I think it's fine without him. Flow. Okay, and so from here we can figure out which parts these streaks are. So I'm just going to turn everything off. There we go. Here. Because this way it's easier for me to match them. Or what that one's white over here. Ah, why is that easy? And I do see a little bit of a white line there. Or not white line, but a little bit of an error there. I can fix that easily. Another friendly rectangle. Fill in those again. Go. They're filled in for the most part. Oh, that's fine. That's fine that way. Let's give Pate his color. Yeah, we're pretty much done. So, while I still have some time left, I want to do a little bit of gold streaks. I like gold line. A little thinner than that. I was looking back at her design. It has like this embroidery. It looks like I can't draw a straight line to save my life. Let's see. My tablet gives me difficulty. I'm just going to abandon it. Because honestly, it's not necessary. Not necessary. I'm so spoiled by Storyboard Pro and working with vector graphics, because then I can just manipulate the line to be the way I want it to be. Ooh, we got one down. Mostly. I don't like it. There we go. 1, 2. Excellent. 2. There we go. And then let's hit from over here. 1. Nope. Just that little weird staircase thing on me. Guess that's a line art version of the streaky thing. Yeah, these lines don't need perfect. That's good. Okay, so with the original art, you have these little bright red lines for the embroidery. Instead, I kind of want to do gold. I did that on the wrong layer. Oh well. Would that actually affect it? It would. It would not turn out right. Ooh! Oh, that hurts me. That wounds his ass. Let me see if I can pull that off one more time. If I can't, I'm just going to abandon this whole idea. So far, so good. I mean, it's not the best line, so I'm doing that over. I can do that. Oh. See, it's times like this I wish I can draw directly on my screen. I missed that. Then I'm not just using my wrist motion, my entire arm. That. And why did you rotate on me, you sicko? Go. There we are. Cool. One. Oop, oop. Come on, cooperate. There we go. Yeah, I think it's just Krita because my mouse is acting up. And this is a brand new mouse. It never acts up like that. I'll explain why I'm having such difficulty. I normally don't on other software. Maybe this is a sign I should finally move over to Clip Studio Paint. But new things scare me. There we go. That's good enough. Let's try to get lines here. Easy. Otherwise, that would bug me too. I'd hate to be an artist with OCD. That sounds like a bad time. Like at that point, everything needs to be meticulously perfect. And it's not going to be. Otherwise, you'll be here all day with every single picture. Okay. Let's see if I can add some gold in here. I'm terrible with yellow hues and colors. There we go. That's more like what I was envisioning. Thank you for the kind words, Tiffy, and don't give up. I feel like every piece of technology wants to fight me at some point, you know? I just gotten used to it. I submit to that. I just expect that with every little piece of technology I have. Even my PlayStation 4. My PS4 loves to spit out my CD because the ejection port has this weird rubber on it that expands and contracts with heat. And it just... I stopped buying physical CDs because oftentimes I'll be just zoning out with a game, just being all zen and enjoying myself and just really immersed with it, and then all of a sudden it'll just spit it out right at the good part. I'm like, no! And I don't save as often as I should, so that is a nightmare and a half. So lately I've just been buying games online. That way I don't have that problem. And it's been working. Sometimes it'll just attempt to spit a game out, even though I'm not even playing it. Even though it's not even on, it'll just do a little beep beep beep, and then shoot out whatever CD it is. And I hate it. It is the biggest design flaw of the PS4s, and it drives me nuts. Like, why would you put the rubber underneath the ejection button? That makes no sense to me. Like, why is it a button? It used to be a touchscreen, you know? Like on the PS3, it used to be like this flat glass piece of thing where it's just a light touch, like a touch phone or a touchscreen phone, and it'll do the thing. But with this, it's an actual button, which is faulty, and I hate it. Like, I even tried to remove the rubber myself, and I could have swore I did, but apparently there's still little chunks in there. Or, I thought I did, but apparently I did not. And there's little chunks in there that are still attached to the button. Thought I could remove it, but oh well. I'll eventually get a PS5 when they become available. Eventually. I'm honestly not in a hurry to. When they stop making things for the PS4, then I'll probably give up and buy one. Because $500 may not seem like a lot, but man, that's still $500. That's $500 I don't need to spend. I can spend on other things like food and surviving and rent. Living's expensive. Yeah, once we're done with this little mustard streak, I'll call this little picture finished. I mean, really, paintings are never technically finished. There's always something you can do, something you can add, something you can remove, edit, alter. You just have to call it quits when you feel like it's ready and just commit to that decision. Like with a movie, if you're in the editing chair, you can be in that editing chair for months at a time, sometimes years, and still feel like the movie's not finished. But at a certain point, you just gotta call it a day. Like with a book, you can just keep writing a book for pages and pages and pages and pages and pages. Like there's no limitation on how long a book can be. But at a certain point, you just gotta say, alright, that's enough. That is enough. Alright, so we're gonna lower the saturation on this gold here, this little mustard. Let's see. Does this look better as any other color? Like, I know she has some red streaks as well, instead of just plain old gold. Increase that saturation. Go for red. Let's see. Nah, I'm not feeling it. Honestly, I'm not feeling the gold either. I think it's just better off being kind of blank. Kind of just like that. Yeah. I think I just like that better. Yeah, it's kind of an eyesore. I might as well get rid of that too. Yeah. Some things you don't really need to add. Sometimes it's better without. I did notice that I completely neglected the hammer. That's a simple fix. How much I got? I got 4 minutes. I can go a little longer just to finish this up so I don't have to worry about it later. This one will be super easy. With the light. Go. And then throw some shadow on that hammer. Down below. Go away, streak. Go away, streak. Alright, now it's starting to act up. It's being vengeful. Let's just hurry up and get out of here. I may have to edit that color just to make it as dark as possible. And then erase black. And then boom. Filter, adjust. There we go. And let's just make that a little neater. I know we're at the end, but gotta have a little bit of presentation and control over our brush. One day I'll master this little setup of mine and we'll have very few issues. But unfortunately today is not that day, but it will happen soon. Gotta have faith. Alrighty, we are pretty much done with Laudna. This was fun, you guys. I enjoyed it a lot. Of course, with every picture, there's something we can probably do different, something we can add, something we can take away, but I think this is done for the most part. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little series. I would like to keep this going, of course. I will put a poll up on YouTube and see what people want to see next. But so far, Fern seems to be in the lead. So, I'll see you guys on the next stream, and you guys have a good night. We had a happy holidays and a happy new year, and see you next time. Bye-bye.